First Alert Weather with meteorologist Julia Blanchette.
Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have a lot of change going on. We had a warm weekend, probably a little bit too warm for many of you, but if you take a look at what's going on today, our afternoon highs will be much lower. We're looking at 83 degrees in Grand Junction later this afternoon. You're also expecting about 76 in the Montrose area, Delta 83, and Cortez about 72 degrees. The notable conditions that you should be aware of. Today will not be bright and sunny, just like yesterday. Today, we have a surge of moisture entering our area, and it will stick with us from Monday all the way through Wednesday. We'll have on and off scattered showers, even some isolated thunderstorms in there. So let's take a look at your planner for today. We already know the temperatures won't be as warm, but if we're taking a look at the moisture, it all starts down in the southwestern corner of our state. And that's because all of the turbulent weather is coming from beneath us, and we'll be lifting it up and slowly bringing it up towards Grand Junction, stopping in Montrose right around 4 p.m. You can see the yellow and the orange. That indicates thunderstorm activity. The green, varying on the shade of green, is the intensity of the rain, and almost all of us will see rain of some kind in some form. At 7 p.m. it looks like Grand Junction could have a little bit of thunder and lightning, same with the Fruita area, and all the way along I-70. They're not quiet either. We have a lot of moisture out in that direction as well. And then lastly, looking at what happens overnight, not much changes. Nothing gets better, and this same pattern, the scattered and isolated showers and thunderstorms, those will return tomorrow and on Wednesday as well. So get used to your radars looking a lot like this one. If we take a peek at your afternoon wind gusts, those are also something you'll want to be aware of. The wind today does pack a little bit of a wind chill. We'll have up to about 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts right here in Grand Junction at the 1 o'clock hour. Other locations along the Continental Divide and up in the high country, the Continental Divide getting the most moisture, including the Grand Mesa, they could see wind gusts anywhere between 40 and 50 miles an hour, which is pretty significant. For us down in the valleys, we're looking at the 30s. We will drop back down to the teens, but above all else, watch out for that wind today. It is something that will be pretty bothersome, and the rain will be here all week. We need the moisture because of our drought conditions, but on your Tuesday, which is tomorrow, a 40% of scattered showers, about 30% chance on your Wednesday of scattered showers, and then on Thursday, evolving to a 20% chance. So a busy forecast this week, quite the change from last week where we had nothing but sunshine and abnormal warmth and maybe a little bit of a concern for some fire. Beyond that, we're looking beautiful. So for today, remember, you're a little bit cooler, so you won't be quite as warm, and the sun will definitely not be bearing down like it was this weekend. 83 in Grand Junction and in the Delta area, about 77 in Montrose and 74 in the Cortez area. And your lows, you're about 56 in Grand Junction, 54 in Delta, about 53 in Montrose, and then about 47 in the Cortez area. We'll continue to see cooling temperatures all the way through the next 7 days.
As an emergency room physician, I worked in level 1 trauma centers for years. I know what happens back there. One ambulance after another, with injured patients and lives that are changed forever. I understand. I took care of those people. Thank you. Now, as an attorney, my team and I care for the same people, but in a different way, working to get our clients' lives back to normal. If you've been injured, our medical and legal expertise provides a unique advantage. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Taking a look at our forecast, a lot of rain on the way, just as we've talked about, but we do warm up on the other side of this storm system. We're expecting to see some more sunshine return Saturday and into Sunday. The Montrose area has the exact same trend. We'll be a little bit cooler than we were yesterday. Well, today we're going to be about 83 degrees and 83 again on Tuesday. More rain in store. Eventually we get to the 80s and the 90s. The overnight lows for most locations will be back down in the 50s, if not the 40s. For example, Cortez is expecting the 40s, 47 degrees overnight in the Cortez area. And on your Monday, you're expecting an 80% chance for rain. I mentioned that moisture is starting down near the southwestern corner of our state. So if you're down in the southwestern corner, Cortez, Durango, Nucla, Dove Creek, and even anywhere else down there, you're expecting a lot of rain today. Be prepared for some rivers running a little higher as well, but we'll see sunshine on the tail end of the week.